is starting again.
You're listening to the Radcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. It's Friday, October 7th, 2022. Our weekly marketing, news, business, and everything you need to know episode with the lovely Christina Yassi.
Here in the flesh.
Mr. Nick Weaver.
What's going on?
We're here.
We are.
Getting in the doldrums or headed towards the doldrums.
Spirit.
Yeah, like I say doldrums. I think I'm like winter. Like, ugh.
Right there.
It's feeling nice months. Out. It's like, leaves are falling. My yard's
here.
Full of stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
Looking good here in the south.
Sunny
and warm. It's actually pretty warm today.
Yeah.
Like 80s still.
Something like that.
The good old south weather.
No hurricane.
No, hopefully we
didn't get much last.
Didn't get much of that.
No, not at all.
It was surprising.
Freaked out for nothing. What's new?
I had lots of bread and milk though. And good side story. Clayton and I, my oldest, went to the store because this was Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. And because we're expecting the storm. They called for it like all day Friday, rain and wind, and Saturday.
Possible power outages.
Going to mess with the Clemson game and all these things. And so we were like, okay, let's go get a few things. So it was less like we were. Yeah. They were calling for that bad, but we were like, we're worried about it. So we go in, we get milk, and I go and get Staples. Clayton actually goes to get the milk. And he comes back and he says, I got the last one. And it expired tomorrow. Like the next day.
Oh my God. My God.
I'm like, well, you know what, son? Sometimes you got to do it. We're going to live dangerously. We're going to drink that thing all weekend.
You live to tell a tale.
I got this 30-year growing out the back of my head, but it's all good.
It's fine. It'll go away.
Yeah. So, scared everyone, and it did little here other than sprinkle.
I canceled my travel plans last weekend.
I mean, it wasn't even breezy by the time. Like, it was breezy in the morning, and then by the time the rain came in, it was like a tepid standard rain shower. So, didn't do much here, thankfully.
Right.
But it's been a good week.
Yeah.
You know who it's not been a good week for? I saw this right as we got started. Peloton just laid off another 500 global workers. It's a good cautionary story of, they blew up in the pandemic. Mm-hmm. They obviously were counting on those sales staying.
Right.
I don't know why they thought we'd be locked up forever, but not having some alternative plans or working with gyms or like something.
Yeah.
And it's been unfortunate. They're lucky if they're even going to hang on, which is just crazy to say.
It's also everyone's copying it. I mean, it's such a crowded market. There's nothing special about it. They're just very, very expensive.
Yeah. And I feel like one day I might have like the treadmill.
Sure.
And whether or not it'll be Peloton or, one of the other variations now. But that interactive,
element of it. Yeah, live classes and whatnot.
I need someone like a drill sergeant yelling at me on the screen going, run faster, damn it.
No, I totally hear that. I totally hear that.
Sir, yes, ma'am.
No, I do better with that too.
I know. It's like I push myself harder than probably most people, but it's still not enough. Like we never push ourselves as far as someone else would have.
The best thing for me is like when I don't want to go to the gym, I'm like, Christina, your brother's in the freaking army. Like you don't even know what he's doing today. You can get off your ass and run for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That helps me motivate myself.
Old Shug's next door for old Dan and Cheryl. Their daughter is getting married in Utah. So I've been dog sitting and learning what I already knew, that we love some animals, but we'll never have one.
You don't want one.
No, we got plenty of them at home. She's awesome, but the Alfords have enough going on. Got baseball games and all kinds of stuff.
Too much of a schedule.
I know, but so if anyone's looking for a job, a weekend, the rest of the weekend, just kidding.
Dog sitter.
No, she's cool. She's lovely. She's next door, like in the room adjacent to us.
Sleeping.
And I thought about bringing her on the show, but she might lick the microphone or something.
Right. Whine a little bit.
Slobbery over there on Nick.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Exactly. Everybody had a good week?
Yeah. so far. Long week, but good week.
Long, good. Is, I know we had this on our small talk before we get to some of our social holidays. So it looks like Elon Musk is going to...
Moving forward.
Yeah. It's hard to know, like, everybody's skeptical. So, I mean, I'm not the only one, like, thinking this, but it's like, what's he up to? Like, suddenly he's fighting it, not fighting it. I don't know if... One of three things happened. One, his lawyer said... You're not going to be able to get out of this. You're going to end up. Do you want to do this or not?
Right.
This is pretty ironclad. So you're going to
either
lose
pay
$1 billion
$10 billion or own it for 44.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, or you need to go through with it, or is it a ploy because they know the deal's going to get hung up somewhere else? Is his financing with his stock sale going to go through like some other things?
Yeah.
What I'd be curious is if that doesn't happen, does he still have the penalty? Like, or he's decided that he wants it, and this is all, I don't know, planned.
Like a publicity
for something.
stunt.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, because the more news, the better news.
Yeah.
Like, the more Twitter is in the news, the better it is for anyone that owns it.
Yep.
One way or another. So just remember that. And it doesn't mean that I'm not one of those that subscribes to the all news is great news.
Right.
Like Peloton news. I don't know how it's really helping the brand. But it's clear that Twitter's not dying, and the platform still has millions and millions of users. I think they have some monetization challenges, but any news for them increases awareness. And so I think this might have just been a ploy.
Totally.
Be interesting to see. I'd love to watch their like users like over the next like 4 months, or even like the last year, like some of the impacts of some of this. Like, I'd love to see the exact cycle of the news cycle and how it impacted daily users on the platform. That would be a fascinating overlay for when it's hit, the headlines hit, daily usage on the platform correlation.
Fluctuates.
There you go. There's your doorkeep data. It's fun, but I'd love to see it because I have a feeling
things we wish we knew
it would be correlated. And these social holidays are so good today that we figured we'd bring back one of our favorites.
It's time for another absurd holiday. There's no shortage of dumb things to celebrate. A Radcast social media holiday segment. Yeah!
For our good friend Joe Hamrick out there.
Oldie but a goodie.
He loves that one. We love it too. Maybe we'll just start playing again.
There you go.
Screw it.
Instead of since no metaverse news.
Yes. Today, speaking of, making you smile.
Happy World Smile Day.
Yeah.
World,
hopefully that song
not
put a
national.
smile on your face and you could celebrate accordingly.
World Smile Day.
Yes. Also, shine a light on it.
National
on your smile.
LED light day.
Yeah.
Those
you
pearly whites.
think about aren't those lights they put on your teeth are those LED lights too? I like combining the social holidays.
Oh, there you go.
LED light smile
day.
There we go.
Made our own holiday. Nicely done.
Nicey. I'm going to let you say this next one.
National Fluffernutter Day. Do you not know what a Fluffernutter is?
Fluffernutter, but I really even know her.
I knew it was going to happen. I almost said it. It's a sandwich. It's a sandwich with peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. I think it's from Australia. You've never had one?
I like peanut butter and banana. It's a southern thing.
Add some marshmallow fluff on it. There you go.
It can't be bad.
No, of course not. It's peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, I like me some marshmallow fluff. You ever have marshmallow fluff?
Never had the fluff. No.
Oh man.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's pretty tasty. My mom would have it for
to make fudge.
Yes, something.
Yep.
It was always in the cabinet or whatever.
Yep.
It never got old. I don't think, which is kind of weird.
No,
now
it's
to think
like
about
plastic.
But I'd get a spoonful of that stuff. Oh yeah.
How does it compare to a roasted marshmallow?
Different.
It's different,
Totally
but it's almost
different.
like the goo in the middle of a roasted marshmallow.
But a roasted marshmallow, toasted right, is pretty
God
damn
tier.
wonderful.
There's nothing like it.
That's with chocolate and a graham cracker.
Yes.
But it's called a
So
s'more.
good.
With a Reese's? Have you
Yeah.
ever made them with Reese's?
No, but that sounds delicious.
It's immaculate.
Yeah, man. Yes. I'm thinking about that Reese one. But the marshmallow Fluffernutter Day.
There you go. You said it. Very
Fluffernutter.
phonetical.
Had you heard of this day, Nick?
Never heard of Fluffernutter.
So this is Saturday the 8th, folks. If you're listening, we're way ahead of it. Today's the 7th.
Yes.
You got a whole day to prepare. And if you're listening to it in the future, you can still celebrate by getting yourself some Fluffernutter.
Some Fluffernutters. It's a cheap snack. Cheap
Is
lunch.
is a Fluffernutter the sandwich, or is it the mixture of the peanut butter and the fluff?
It's the sandwich.
Okay.
The bread must be involved.
All right. Wonderful. I might have to try
I made
one of
those
these.
rolls. They're very, very good. Obviously, I mean, like you said, can't be
I wonder
bad.
if Nicole will be cool. We have a supper club at our house on Saturday. I wonder if Nicole would be okay
Look,
if we serve
you get some brioche.
Fluffernutter.
You get some brioche and some of that like bougie peanut butter.
And we
cut
got
the
ourselves
crust
a
off.
Fluffernutter.
Look,
I just like saying Fluffernutter.
it's like almost sounds dirty,
Yeah.
but it's not. You know, like it's such a
A
G-rated word,
Fluffer.
but doesn't feel like a G-rated word.
Yeah.
Next,
After you've after you've had those Fluffernutter sandwiches, you can wash it
On
down with a
Saturday.
beer and pizza.
on Sunday.
International Beer and Pizza Day Sunday.
Yes, match made in
Not
heaven.
beer day, not
No.
pizza day. Beer and
Together.
pizza. If you don't have them together, you can't celebrate, folks.
God, I love pizza.
Yeah. Might be because I'm kind of hungry right now too.
I know.
You know,
It happens every week without
we
fail. We
record
start
these
talking about
around
food and we're like,
lunchtime, and
God,
it's
what do
like,
I want?
we should have had some samples for these things ahead of the holidays.
Challenge
See?
accepted. I say that every week. I will get it taken care of. We'll have some snacks.
Yeah,
Do a
the
mukbang.
challenge accept. It's kind of like taking the car reservation. You know, like for rental cars, you can accept the reservation, but do you accept the
Right,
challenge? But
right,
do you
right.
meet the challenge?
Right.
I mean, we
I've
need
not
some
executed
meeting.
it. It's
We
been
need some
accepted, but
meeting
not
and some
executed.
execution of the challenges, and not.
If I had
just
known you
accepting
didn't know what a
them.
Fluffernutter was, I would have
Yeah.
brought them in.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Well, next week if
There
there's
was
some
no food for today.
if there's
right?
some food holidays next week.
If there's a food holiday on next
Friday.
Friday, I can bring it. It's gonna be like National Liver Day or like something gross.
Yes, and this next one's not is a serious one, but I do have a suggestion. We talked about this before. It's World Mental Health Day, and that's not to be taken lightly. A lot of people struggle with it. I think it's one of the biggest problems in the world, quite frankly. But instead of being on Monday the 10th, they should move it to Friday or Saturday to help the mental health that day. That way you're celebrating. Everybody's in a kind of a better mood.
Sure.
You know, like that it would raise the mood,
Pop it on a weekend.
because otherwise we're just, on a Monday, like, oh God. I mean, there's more people that
Gotta
have
be
mental
worried about
health
my mental
issues
health.
probably on Monday than any other day of the week.
Or you give the day off, right?
Okay.
Long weekend.
Yeah. Be glad you can just PTO it right up.
Perfect. Mental health.
You can take a vacation day anytime you want it. Just kidding.
Challenge accepted.
So yes, World Mental Health Day.
Yes.
On the 10th. And there you have it. And just for good measure.
It's time for another absurd holiday. There's no shortage of dumb things to celebrate. A Radcast social media holiday segment. Yeah!
Somehow it didn't feel quite as appropriate when we ended on Mental Health Day, but you
No,
guys
it
get the
it's a mental
sentiment. We're
health
trying to lighten it
boost.
up around here. There's a lot
Mental
of
health boost.
Yeah, we're trying to mentally make you better. Mental. That's kind of an interesting word. Mental. So mental. Like from
Yeah.
Back to the Future or something.
Oh, yeah. I can say that.
Speaking of Back to the Future, we're going to come
Ooh.
back to the
Excited about this
back to the
segue.
current. Branded Bills, brandedbills.com.
It's a stretch, but it
you hear
works.
us talking about them. It's back to now.
There you go.
Official merchandise sponsor of the Radcast. I'm usually rocking the hats. I'm like hatless today. You know I'm disheveled a bit when I don't even have my hat on. Like, I actually like,
You had one on yesterday, though.
I know.
Rep the brand yesterday.
Yes. Go to
Off camera.
brandedbills.com. Put in Radcast20, get 20% off. They've got we just ordered some hoodies.
Yes, they're on the way.
Yes, hoodies. Just
beanies.
getting a little cool out there. Get your beanies, get your hoodies, custom orders, anything you want. Lots of cool designs at brandedbills.com. You can also go to our website, theradcast.com. Click on sponsors, click on Branded Bills. It'll take you right to it. It'll also enter the code directly in for you, and you'll get 20% off
Entire
the lovely
purchase.
gear. And if you're watching the episode, you can see me holding up
Mr. Vanna White.
these Radcast hats. I love
the flex patch.
the dimension of the flex. Oh, they even got the logo, like the lettering just feels good. Like, oh yeah, that's legit. And the cool thing though is these are the best fitting hats. I was wearing them before they became a sponsor, and now especially that they're our sponsor. But the thing is, I will say this. These are the flat build. They have the curved as well. And depending on what you are, they can order them in different styles. That's the great thing about them. Like any style you want, if you like the curve fit, you want the trucker fit, you want.
I feel like this is the curve fit.
Yeah, that's the curve fit.
Right.
So whatever you like. I like the flat build myself. And they've got it all. And you can custom order anything with your logo or your design, as well as their many fabulous options at brandedbills.com, the official merchandise sponsor of the Radcast.
Radcast.
And speaking of Radcast.
Indeed, we had a busy week.
Yes, we had the re-release with Mark Randolph, co-founder of Netflix. Really smart guy, really insightful, and told it to you straight. Yeah, go listen or watch if you're a budding entrepreneur, or anyone interested in business or kind of the evolution of what Netflix went through. Even if you think you know the story, you need to listen to Mark tell it
from his perspective.
From his perspective. That released on Tuesday. This Tuesday we have a best of the last year of the podcast. So if you're just wanting, hey, if you're a Cliff Notes kind of person, you're like, all right, cut it to the chase. What has been the best moments of the Radcast in the last year? It's coming on Tuesday. It's our volume 2 of best of. We're just getting so long in the tooth here. Like we got a volume 2.
Right. Look at that.
Approaching 300 episodes rapidly.
It's coming.
It's coming. Also recorded this week with Marian Isanu, personal branding ninja. What
a title.
We met up on Instagram, and I looked at his content, and I was like, there's a lot of these guys out there, and I end up messaging with some of them, and so it's like okay, and like you hear these monikers and stuff, but it's not. But Marian's content is really good and really, really insightful, and I really enjoyed talking with him with some of his background and really just his story. Really cool, and we got deep into some topics around exactly what personal branding isn't, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a fascinating discussion. I know you'll enjoy it. It'll be out in a few weeks. And we've just booked about 5 new guests that are coming up. More news on those. Some really good, interesting founders, some really interesting media people. More details on that next week. So the Radcast is heating up here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of heating up, we're only 2 weeks away from Think Billions event. There are still tickets available. It's time to get in, folks. Get in or get out.
2 weeks from today.
thinkbillions.club. You can get up on all the details, but you can kind of down to the last minute here. So Nick and I will be there doing the Radcast on the road, doing some interviews, doing some other things with some of the marketing panels there, but really limited event, probably 100 to 200 people at Howie P's private mansion in Palm Springs and Palm Desert, technically, but most people know Palm Springs. So looking forward to that. We're going to have a ton of content, and we're going to be making deals happen, because that's what happens at Think Billions, thinkbillions.club, to get more information. And there we have it.
On to our news.
Yes. What do we have today?
This was interesting because I actually experienced this on my Instagram account. But Instagram is now shoving ads into more parts of the app. Meta's quarterly revenue dipped for the first time ever, the whole time the company's been around. And now brands can place ads in the Explore feed, as well as in like personal profiles. If you're just scrolling through your friend's profile, they're placing ads. That's still in testing phases, but it's coming.
My favorite part of this article was shoving ads.
Right?
Take this job.
It's like just the term. It was just the way it was phrased.
That's what it feels like, though. It's so accurate.
I know, but it was just like so technical. The technical term. They're shoving ads.
Shoving ads.
I think you think they were happy about it? Whoever wrote that headline.
Right. I know. Like, here we are again.
Shoving them up and shoving them up in there. Those ads.
Up yours. Profile.
Look, we can all bitch about this or we can be upset, but these are free platforms that we get to use, and they can monetize them how they want. Whether or not it turns away people, we'll see.
Sure.
But, it's their platform, and you get to play by their rules. And it's called rented land. If you want your own land, you start your own website and your own network, and you own it. Own land versus rented land. You're always leasing land when you're on social media. You don't own the platform, so you're leasing land there that and what you're paying is either buy ads to get more attention, or if you're just a consumer, then you've got to put up with the ads. So,
right.
But the balance for Instagram is how many ads can we put and not turn people off to use the app less. Right. That's the balance.
Well, it's not the ads that bother me. It's the algorithm that I get annoyed by.
Yeah.
I can just scroll through an ad.
You get all that marshmallow fluff ads, now.
I will after this.
Because we're saying it out loud. Because they're listening.
And Reese's. There'll be that in Reese's. My whole
Reese's
feed.
Cups
Yep.
and dog toys.
It is weird when you just think of something and then it pops up as an ad and you're like, I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm going to get a Reese's Chewy toy, pop up on mine.
Right. Or taxidermy since you don't like dogs. Okay.
Yes. If our targeting's working right, you're going to get some Radcast ads.
I get branded bills a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See? Exactly.
All the time.
Shows up in your feed, I bet.
Indeed.
But, this will be interesting. I want to see how it looks. The Explore page is interesting with the ads. Sometimes I might be happy depending on what hits my Explore page.
Sure.
Sometimes, I get these random things. It's mainly Clemson football stuff because that's a lot of stuff I search.
Sure.
So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of football players stuff because it relates to that, or athletes, or
right.
And then I watch boxing a lot, so I get all these crazy knockouts. And so I'm flipping through there, and I'm like, whoa, that guy has got drilled. It's every other one in my Explore page, because then you start watching them, and it comes more, and I'm like, damn, he's just knocking people out, between UFC and boxing and everything else. But we'll see what the ads look like, what that experience is.
Right, moving forward.
And here's your tip. So this is going to happen. So if you're out there and you're a marketer or you're a business and you're wanting to market, think about the ways that you can use user-generated content or make your ads not look so ad-like. That way, if you run in these places, you show up and you're more organic and people aren't as kind of pissed off, while you also could break through. So think about the way TikTok has done a lot of their ads, the ones that are doing it well. It kind of blends in with the content. Instagram's been able to kind of maybe be a little obscure from that because of the way you consume it in stories and otherwise, where you're kind of used to a little bit of a difference. But I think if you're going to nail people in the Explore page, you need to think about a more organic piece of content for your ads. So there's your tip of the day as this comes out, if you want to embrace it. And one thing is they always do is they usually make these placements more affordable, might be the wrong word, but affordable or easier to access, or you might get higher engagement levels at the beginning. So it might be a good time to take advantage of it as those start to roll out. So
with fourth quarter,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Next, we have TikTok reports 62% jump in fake profiles being created in the app, which is wild. Makes you wonder how many of those billion users are legitimate. TikTok took down over 113 million video clips between April and June this year due to privacy violations and other issues.
This is my issue, and I ranted a bit about this, a month or two ago, about the difference with TikTok and Instagram. Mm-hmm. And Instagram has their issues too. I mean, everybody has bots and fake accounts and all kinds of shit going on. I know that. But there's something wacky. Like on my TikTok, and you can follow me over there at ryan.alford. Shameless plug. I'm verified, so it's me. It's not a bot. And the messaging and the usernames, it all looks spammy as hell on TikTok. I don't know. And I know that Instagram has some spammy names too. Right. But man, it is in a whole nother league with TikTok. Sure. Like my DMs and everything else, every single one of them looks like a robot or just a spam account. And some of them
I wonder why. That's so weird.
I don't know why. It's the user interface. I don't know why. I mean, every account, like, could you not come up with something more original than John.Houston 4446932 Houston? And it's it looks like a fake account.
Right.
And it might be, but every other username I see on there, other than verified people or someone that I know. Yeah. I'm like, why? Are they making bad suggestions for the usernames, or I don't know. But 60% jump, and not surprising.
No, not at all.
It's a deep fake.
It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with that moving forward.
It's a shallow fake.
Hey-o. Next, Meta. I didn't even know this was a platform that happened. What do I know? Meta will shut down its newsletter platform early next year. They confirmed that it's shutting down its Bulletin newsletter platform just 18 months after its launch. But instead of that, Reels is a big trend, and Meta's putting all of their money behind Reels.
If a tree falls in the forest,
right?
Does anyone hear it?
Did you even know about this? I'd never even heard of this.
I think I heard about it a few years ago. I didn't know it still existed. So, it's like,
terrible idea.
That's what they're doing with it.
But if you've got the money to, try things.
If I had like taps, I'd play that for Bulletin, but it got the flush from the executives. We're going to go ahead and flush it. And you know what was in the toilet? Nothing. Because
no one knew about it.
No one knew about it. I don't know anyone that used it.
Right. 18 months.
The only thing that matters here is, in other words, Reels is the big trend that Meta's chasing.
Yep.
And
that's where all the money's going.
Yeah. In other words, video content and organic
Sponsored video content.
Yeah. So RIP Bulletin.
Stay tuned for even more Reels.
Yes. I can't wait till they give us another app or another feature that no one
knows
used.
about. Right. More trees fall.
Yes.
This next article I thought was very interesting. Gen Z is breaking the marketing culture mold. As the first generation to grow up with the internet everywhere, Gen Z have matured with algorithms directing them to new online communities where they can find companionship. This poses challenges to marketers accustomed to adopting broad-based demographic targeting strategies and narrow definitions of what's moving culture.
Yeah.
Very niche.
This is a great lead in.
Right?
For promoting, Christopher Lockhead and I are sitting down in a couple weeks. This episode will probably be like the first week in November, and you need to listen to this one, folks. One of the brightest minds in marketing. We're going to be talking about this very dynamic, which is they're talking about growing up with the internet. It's really about being digitally native. It's the impact, and being digitally native is both internet, but it's also device driven, and the fact and the realities that this has for marketing, for businesses, for productization, everything. And this is one of the things that goes with it, because things are becoming so much more niche and community based within the apps. This is no different than we talked about with flavors, with TikTok, like the spinoffs, which is great. But what they're saying here, and they're right, is mass marketing gets a lot harder, especially in a digital form, because you can't just bucket a lot of people, because there's just these micro niches. And this is part of kind of digital transformation and everything else. And so it's very true. It's absolutely the challenge. And we're going to break it down even further next month. So be on the lookout for that. But this is not surprising. And we deal with this in what we do in with clients and other things. And we work with a lot of B2B clients where it's a little different, but this is the world we live in and
the direction it's going.
Yeah. And it's kind of like our kids. I joke at the time, like IRL to them is like, in Roblox.
Right.
And then like anything that gets in the way of that, is like, okay, a disturbance. And not because they're addicted. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not saying they're addicted. They all love to play video games.
Sure.
Just like I love to play Mario, but it goes further than that, because they go from the video games to maybe playing outside or doing something, then to YouTube. Mm-hmm. And online, the thread of internet, the thread of a digital experience continues.
Yeah.
And a more personalized digital experience because of the smartphone or the tablet. Whereas you had more social, like back in the day, like me, we might sit around the TV with everyone.
Sure.
And so it's more social. You're there, but there's like all of you. The sitting around the TV, unless we have like a movie night or a game night, doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like everybody's kind of doing their own device.
Right, has their own screen.
And it's back to those niches, because everybody's got their own screen and they're doing their own thing. And it's not just, we're all watching this TV program and the ads come on and it hits a lot of people. Everything is niched down. So big impact and breaking cultural molds.
Indeed. The era of the hard bundle is upon us. Streaming operators are looking to streamline sometimes disparate services into all-in-one offerings. As competition intensifies, entertainment companies, like Paramount has done this, who have spent the past several years getting streaming services of all sizes up and running, are considering a new approach, keeping everything simple.
Yeah.
About damn time.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's such a pendulum swing, right?
It is. It used to be everybody bitched because you buy cable or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm buying all this stuff and I don't use it all.
Right.
And now you got to buy 17
now it's
services.
like I use all of it.
Yeah. I got to buy Netflix. I got to have Disney Plus.
Hulu.
I've got Hulu.
HBO Max.
YouTube TV. And I got to add on these packages. So like, in one way or another, it adds up to more than what you paid for cable. And you have to open 17 apps.
Seriously.
To get to it.
Right. Exactly.
And I had this issue. It's related, unrelated. I guess it's related. It was kind of a pain. Like I have YouTube TV, so we have a streaming service. That's our cable, so to speak.
Sure.
So that's our live TV, linear TV. Now the football games are coming on Amazon. It was much easier to just change the channel to a football game. Having to leave an app, go into an app, find the game and all that, it's like 16 steps to get to the game.
Right.
And it's only on Amazon. And we have Amazon Prime. Who doesn't?
Right.
So we have it and we can access it, but it's like, it's not as convenient as just changing the channel. So it's like friction.
Like casting it and all of that.
I only had like 20 minutes to watch the game or something. And
it took you 4 to even find the game.
And by the time I'd found it and got it on, like I had like 5 minutes left and I'm like, I'm not even get it. I didn't even end up watching it.
Right.
Like, and it wasn't that hard. I know people are going, oh wow, it's not that hard.
First
you just
world
click on
problem.
two things. But it's like, it's different.
But
it's
when
friction.
you're used to just,
So
I hear that.
So I didn't get any of those commercials and they didn't get to sell me anything.
Womp, womp, womp.
But
Fix it.
But this is an issue. I don't know how they're going to streamline it. I feel like we need a app that aggregates all the apps so that you can change and adds every bit of their programming
like a master remote.
All into one.
Right.
And then you can change it because you're paying for it. So why would they care?
Well, and it's the little ones too, right? It's the Paramount Plus and Peacock and all of the ones that are like, do I like really have to sign up for this? Like, why have you not
digitally
bundled?
Stream every channel from this service, all into one, so that they're all there.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
Ideas
onto
are brewing.
something. I'm sure there's some licensing issues with all that.
Possibly. Maybe. Who knows?
Yes.
Back to some gaming news. Jack in the Box, the restaurant, is seeking a full-time Twitch streamer. Until October 10th, so you have until Monday, everybody, creators can submit a video pitching why they should be picked. Jack in the Box will narrow the pool to 20 people before finally selecting a winner as Gamer Jack, granting them an employment contract and additional funds to improve their gaming setup. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, look, it's just back to like digital.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are on Twitch freaking watch people play video games.
What a great job, too. I mean, to be, God.
I know. I'd like to be Jack in the Box Twitch
Do you like Jack in the Box?
I'm an uneducated
Sure.
Jack in the. I've probably
Sure.
had Jack in the Box 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
It's never been like close to my
Convenient,
house,
totally.
so it's not been the convenience thing. So it's less just, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like one of my guilty pleasure, trashy, just gross fast food. I haven't had it in years. But
How is it compared to like Burger King?
I like Jack in the Box better than Burger King, personally.
I mean, it's all fast food.
The same,
I mean,
right? It's all the same.
Nick, Jack in the Box?
I've never had it.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I always see it driving by, but
it's all the same. But
What's
they've
your
got great
go-to at
milkshakes.
Jack in the Box?
So back in the day, and again, I've not had it in years. Back in the day, they had like, you get 2 tacos for 99 cents. Was it actually meat? Who knows? Heyo. But
Read my lips.
they were
No.
so good. They were so good. And then they have like mozzarella sticks and just all that shit.
Okay.
Curly fries. Their milkshakes are phenomenal.
I'm just hungry, so
Right?
it all
I
sounds
know.
good.
I'm like, do I want Jack in the Box today?
You could go be their Twitch streamer though.
Look,
You should apply.
perfect.
Are you any good at any video
Oh
games?
no, not at all. I
man.
played Nintendogs. was it.
Nintendogs.
To show my age.
Nintendogs.
And Webkins. Those were the only. That's my
Yeah.
only gaming experience.
Smells like Updog in here
Club
though.
Penguins. I'm not gonna fall for that one. Not that young. I've watched The Office. Next up, Coach recruits Lil Nas X as brand pivots towards expressive luxury.
Expressive luxury. This is a new. This
Not
is
expensive,
New to
expressive.
me. Is that what? Yeah.
Coach's latest campaign and new partnership with Lil Nas X marks a shift by the brand as it looks to market to the next wave of shoppers by tuning into keywords like authenticity and self-expression, which have become increasingly important values for Gen Z.
You know, Sometimes you're buying and you're selling. I'm selling on this. Like, anytime you think you're doing this, authenticity, expression, and Lil Nas with Coach, it's like, I see right through this. I don't know if other people do. It really works.
But is this not the same conversation as the first article where you're trying to adapt to Gen Z? Because I feel like because I've worked in luxury brands before, and it was the idea.
This is all about execution. I have to see how this is being executed.
But with luxury, it's so often like you're trying to reach the unattainable, and I think that Coach is. I mean, obviously, like is pivoting it to. It's still an expensive luxury product, but there is more individuality as opposed to just the bag that everybody has.
I think it's all about the execution.
Sure.
And it might be just the turn off of the article itself and the verbiage that I'm like, this sounds like bullshit. And I feel like Lil Nas X is like getting worn out. I feel like I see him every other week in something.
He was in so many articles.
I mean, that doesn't make him not relevant, but I mean, if he's not with, what's his name, singing Old Town Road, then I'm just not in for it.
Sure.
Wasn't that Lil Nas X?
Yep.
Old Town Road?
That was him.
Back in the day.
Yeah. My kids still love that song.
I bet.
Like, literally, they want to.
Oh, Billy Ray.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Never did much for
me.
me.
If this was Coach recruits Billy Ray Cyrus, I'm in for it.
Sure. But you're not Gen Z, you know?
I know. I just don't like keywords like authenticity and self-expression.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I want to see execution of this.
Yeah.
It might be wonderful. It might be the greatest campaign in the history of the world.
Sure.
But I want to punt this article down the road.
I think it's a good one for Coach because Coach was starting to get that like mom brand feeling. Like it was feeling very dated.
This is your space here.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
This is 100%
I think
your
it's a
space.
very smart, again, like it's not, I'm not a big Coach person, but I think it's a very smart collab.
Okay. With Lil Nas?
Yeah.
Okay. My kids like that song, but I'm not sure 1 out of 4 would know Lil Nas. They know Old Town Road. They just don't, and they're young, so I'm not letting them listen to like Lil Nas' normal shit anyway.
Right. That's what's playing in the office today.
Or, my wife doesn't even like them listening to Radcast and listening to Daddy curse too much. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
How old do you think? I mean, I know what Gen Z is, but like, what's the age bracket for like, I'm a Lil Nas fan? Like, absolutely.
So the technical, to get super into the weeds, the technical age for Gen Z is 26.
Yep.
And younger. Mm-hmm. So I would say you're like people who are diehard fans, I would say would be late teens, early to mid 20s.
It'll be interesting to me. Yeah, I need to see this in play.
Executed. Totally.
But I don't disagree. When you said the mom thing, that sounded right.
Yeah.
With like, it's a little stale or stodgy or something.
And just, it's like Coach is I don't think of Coach as a super exclusive brand. Like I do think it's a pretty accessible brand. And so for them to instead of like upping all of their prices and trying to become like a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci or like your super highbrow branding, I think it's smart for them to really lean into like, no, like we're
Gucci's
still luxury.
Higher than Coach.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So much more.
Chanel?
Oh yeah. Well, Chanel is probably
the highest,
like real Chanel, like Chanel.
What's fake Chanel? And I'm not about fake, but like, is there a sub brand for Chanel?
Like when once Chanel died and they brought in new designers, like there's Karl Lagerfeld who designed for a lot of Chanel. His pieces are still tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
But your hardcore pieces that Coco Chanel had her hands on, I mean they're pushing 6 figures.
Wow.
And you have to have like access to even be able to. It's not just a matter of having the money.
Coach, Gucci, Chanel.
I would say there's definitely more brands in between Coach and Gucci, but yeah, I would put Coach in like certain Michael Kors bags, like your Kate Spade,
all right,
things of that nature. Bags that are going to be like their most expensive would probably be.
I mean,
like
I could buy some Michael Kors stuff at like
Outlets do not count. Outlet bags do not count.
I'm just about like men's stuff, like men's shirts and stuff.
The most expensive bag I sold by Michael was like $2,000.
Okay.
When I worked there.
There we have it. We're getting your brands in order, your luxury, women's, handbags, and clothing.
You're welcome. It's going to be a subcategory, genre.
Yes. So you can tell me what I need to buy, Nicole, for
I got you.
Christmas.
I got you.
Finally here.
Last one. Pete Davidson pairs new Taco Bell breakfast item with an apology. Davidson, who's known for his work on SNL, is stepping into the role of brand apologist for the fast food chain to address breakfast options such as the waffle taco and the naked egg taco. In a 30-second spot, the comedian states the brand will be serving more toned-down options before 11 a.m. These are funny commercials. Have you heard them?
Yeah. I mean, Pete Davidson's pretty funny. I mean, this shit with him and like Kanye's kind of wearing me out.
Ridiculous.
I think it's somewhat over.
It's like a car accident. You can't stop watching.
It's like, but what's interesting is like Pete Davidson got his SNL fame, right? Like, is that where he really got famous?
Yes. And I know his, it's awful. His dad died in 9/11.
Okay.
So I mean, that would have been before he was on SNL, obviously, but he has joked about that. He's been roasted for that.
Right.
But I think SNL was where he started. Probably stand-up comedy, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah. Taco Bell's always doing interesting things, like
brand apologist is funny.
I'd still be running Run for the Border. It's just not, politically correct anymore.
Right.
But I mean, I just thought that was a great campaign.
Sure.
Totally.
Totally.
It's, run from the border, for the border, to the border.
Live Moss.
Live Moss. That's still around.
Yeah.
That's still around. I think that's more of what it is now.
Right.
But all they were trying to say is like run for them.
Right.
Like they're Taco Bell. It's a Hispanic, it's a Mexican culture, and so you're running. Like I just remember the commercials. Like, and then it's like that joke didn't age well. Like.
And they've adjusted, and they still have great marketing.
I know they do. I love their marketing. Look, and the Sonic branding. Dong, the bell. There it is.
Yep.
See, they're covering all the bases.
Oh yeah.
And who doesn't like a bean burrito at like 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. You're a little bit intoxicated.
I'm totally sober, but I mean, I don't know about you.
I've never eaten food sober at 2 a.m.
I'm totally tober when I get those bean burritos.
God, I'm a chicken quesadilla gal. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I like. I'll say this. Any other time, I would never eat their nachos, but for some reason, the nachos are really good late.
Oh, totally. It's like they put crack in them, like after midnight.
Yeah, that cheese sauce.
Like a different menu.
Yes, but the Pete Davidson commercials are pretty funny. He's just kind of
collab.
funny looking guy. Yeah, I think he's just one of those guys, and I don't know, like as soon as he's on screen, you're kind of chuckling anyway,
right?
And
he's got an energy to him.
Yeah. So
that's all we got. Now we're all starving. Hungry. I know. I was like, we gotta go get some lunch.
The food
Let's
episode
wrap it up.
Brought to you today by Taco Bell.
Right? Taco Bell.
Don't run for the border. Just live Moss.
Just run to Taco Bell.
Yes. Any final words, amigos?
No. That's Spanish for no.
Oh. There you have it.
Homeschooled.
You know where to find us, theradcast.com. Search for Liv Moss. Find all of today's highlights. You know where I'm at, Ryan Alford on all the platforms. Christina Yossi, Nick Weaver. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen to full episodes or to contact us, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow our host at Ryan Alford on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.